This measles outbreak is happening in places with low vaccination rates, and you look at some of the counties in Texas where there's been a jump in measles cases. There's a direct overlay where you see a jump in parents telling schools that they do not want their children to be vaccinated, and it's jumped to almost 20% in one of the counties that's at the center of this. And it's important to remember, because of vaccines, that in 2000, the measles itself was declared eliminated in the United States.
Not supposed to be deadly.
And here we are again.
Yeah. Joining us now, NBC News medical contributor, Dr. Vin Gupta. Dr. Gupta, can you confirm that if vaccines are used properly, is the measles something that at this stage in time should be deadly in America? And secondly, what do you make of the HHS secretary saying that these things happen in scattered ways across the country, seeming to downplay it?
Well, good morning, Mika. Yeah, first of all, Joe's exactly right. One dose of the measles vaccine is part of our usual routine pediatric regimen, 93% effective at preventing measles. 2 doses, 97% effective. For all the parents out there, for your babies, they get them at year 1 and ideally at year 5. So that's the routine. Joe's exactly right. Exemption rates in places like Gaines County, Texas, to just emphasize this point, are now up to 18 to 20% in 2023, fully eradicated, we thought, in 2000. So that's the reality that we're dealing with. In terms of just fact-checking RFK, it's important to realize between the years 2020 and 2023, Mika, on average, we saw about anywhere from 50 to 100 cases in total in those years between 2020 and 2023. So no, this is not just business as usual. This is unusual. We've seen 124 cases and it's February 26th. So something unusual right now is happening. And let's just also put a finer point on it. His former organization that he just resigned from is actively putting out information as we speak this week, stating that somehow the vaccine itself, because quote unquote it's ineffective, to use their words, is the reason why this is happening in Texas, this outbreak, versus the low vaccine rate. So this is happening. His organization is putting out this information. I don't know a single credible doctor that you'd want caring for your family, Mika, or for your loved one, that believes or wants any of this.
Dr. Gupta, good morning. This obviously was settled science for a long time, viewed as one of the great miracles of the 20th century, along with the polio vaccine in 1955, this vaccine for measles in 1963. We've been using it as a country, as a world, for more than a half century. So what are your fears as a physician as this disinformation that's being pumped out from certain quarters really does make its way into the bloodstream of America?
You know, I mean, Willie, what's sad here is that this is not to be trifled with. Measles is an extremely serious viral illness. It spreads through respiratory droplets. So you and I used to talk about droplet spread all the time, peak COVID. But what does that mean? That means if somebody is infected, unvaccinated, they cough or sneeze, Willie, studies have shown 9 in 10 people around them, if they're also unvaccinated, will get infected. It's that contagious. So that's number one. It's very contagious. Number two, it is extremely serious. The Lubbock, Texas Pediatric Hospital, their spokesperson emphasized it. They said that there's 18 kids in ICU, or roughly almost 20. All of them it appears for respiratory issues, meaning that the complication that we worry about, pneumonia, is likely at play. So this is a very serious illness. 1 in 4 people unvaccinated, infected, end up in the hospital. So severe illness, whether it's pneumonia or brain swelling, otherwise known as encephalitis, very, very common. This is not uncommon. Extreme consequences are quite common.
Meanwhile, a vaccine advisory committee meeting to select strains of the flu to